It's on
I'm
brand.
sorry. This shit is hilarious. That shit's hilarious. All right.
Wow.
That shit's hilarious.
Got money.
All right. Welcome to Friday. Welcome to Friday. Look at is my panel not gorgeous, ladies and gentlemen? All right. You know who we are.
The bathroom, no see.
You in the bathroom? What's going on?
Bathroom. This isn't a bathroom.
It looks like a bathroom.
It does look
Like
Oh,
a bathroom, man.
okay. I can see now. It looks like a living room now, but it did initially. I thought you were in the
Initially.
bathroom.
Oh wow.
Seriously.
Oh, that's a bed.
Bed.
Okay. All right. I see what you're doing. I see.
All
what
right.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. No saying I'm picking up what you're putting down. Okay. I was like, is he in the bed? You all right? No saying blink if you need help. We'll
I'm
come
like,
get
damn.
you now.
I'm
We
like,
gonna come
Erica
get
done
you.
banished you to the bathroom.
You know, I'm telling you, I gotta. The way I felt last night, I had to be close in proximity to the bathroom. You know.
Well, we are very glad you are feeling better. Welcome everybody to On the Block with Jen. Friday, motherfucking night. It is Friday. We made it. We're all here. If you are here, jump back. Kiss yourself, okay? A lot of people didn't make it to this Friday. It's the little things, okay, we take for granted. We're all here on this Friday. I'm glad to see your beautiful faces. Chat, hold us down. You know who we are. You know you can find us on Instagram and YouTube all over the place. Big shout out, okay? I got a special little Cash App today. Somebody bought me some drinks via Cash App, and it's a name I haven't seen in a while. So salute to you, sir. Again, I don't know if you guys want me to shout you out unless you leave it in a note. I don't really like doing it because I feel like that's where you could be discreet. But either way, big shout out to Clay Black. Salute to you, sir. I will buy them smoothies. Okay. Those are the drinks that I like. If you want to support the show along with Clay Black, feel free to hit me on that Cash App scrolling on the bottom. If you're catching the replay and you want to get mama a smoothie, hit me right there. I'm also on the block with Jen Cash App. Okay, let's get this party started. Panel, do you want to introduce yourselves or you want to jump right in? It's up to you.
Oh, we don't need no introduction.
Okay, no introductions today. If you're wondering who we are, literally the names on the screen, that is where you can find all of us on
Google me,
TikTok.
nigga.
Or I guess you can Google Haran if you'd like. But we're available on Instagram and YouTube. Okay. We all have very, very juicy content of our own. Haran dropped a very sexy version of Tanks while he was playing his own guitar. Okay. I can't say guitar. I gotta say guitar. Okay?
Right, I say guitar and
Yeah, I gotta say
gorilla. I don't ever
Yeah.
say gorilla. I say gorilla.
Gorilla.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Gorilla. No Saint, he'll show you his bush over there on his accounts, or is it gators or crocodiles? I always get those two guys confused.
Those were gators. I'm gonna make my way out to see some more gators soon.
Yeah, people want to see the
getting
gators.
that time. It's getting about gator time. You know,
When
I
is
found out a
gator
fun
time?
fact.
Yeah,
I found
I
out a
didn't-
fun fact about when it's hot, they usually try to stay under a little bit, keep cool and stuff. They don't.
Cold-blooded.
Yeah, they'll be in the mud and stuff like that, trying to keep cool.
Oh.
But what the fun fact I learned.
That's what I'm gonna do next time I go to New Orleans. I'm getting in the mud because this shit's hot.
Fun fact I learned about alligators is that I want to say, and don't quote me exactly on the temperature, but like, I don't know, 95 degrees and above, it's going to be a male if the eggs are
I knew that.
developed.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
And there's going to be a lot of males this year because it was well over like 100 degrees almost the whole summer, it seemed like. So
Right.
I think we'll have a lot of male alligators.
Interesting. Well, people want to hear about it. It's very interesting.
Ladies' choice for the alligators.
Okay.
She got options. They got options.
Yeah.
Listen to Sarah C and get those likes up. Thank you, Sarah C. Good to see your lovely face in the building. Get those likes up. You know you like us. You know you like us. And even if you don't like us, you like us more than you don't like us. That's why you're here. Okay? All right, let's be clear on that. All right, guys. Do we have any? It's Friday. I'm feeling good. I want to entertain the people tonight. Chat, hold us down. Don't forget you can super chat as well. Good to see you, Abby. All right, guys. Do we have any fluff? Even though this is, Nicki Minaj and her husband are a lot of fluff on their own.
Right.
Okay.
I have it, but I'm saving it for tomorrow because this is and literally as I was camming up, there was more coming through. So and I didn't even get to look at
Okay.
it.
Okay. So let's get everyone up to speed, right? Because people live their wonderful lives all week. They don't keep up with the bullshit and the gossip, but thankfully for them, we do. We keep up with the bullshit and the gossip, even when we don't want to, because we like to entertain you guys and break it down block style. So I want to get you guys up to speed very quickly. I got this cute little article here from Hip Hop Wired. Okay, it says Nicki Minaj's new boyfriend, Kenny Zupetti, was about that prison life, now turned her husband. Okay, this article here is where I actually got this picture from. I thought this picture was very, very, very amusing because Nicki had this information before she married this guy. Nicki had this information. That is not one, that is not two, that is not three. Okay, do the math. 3 times 5. We got 15 mugshots. And she knew this. However, a lot of people are saying she could have done better. And I hate when people say that. The older I get, the more I realize, no, some people can't do better. Some people cannot do better.
I haven't gotten there yet. I would love to get like your explanation on that because I'm still a do better type person. So what's the thing?
Lily, these things just come to me. I swear to God, they hit me in the head. I have these little epiphanies that hit me in the head every now and then. And I'm like, we all say that. And I hear that like, you could do better. You could do better. I've seen them saying that about Nicki Minaj. I see them saying that about one of the Bailey sisters. Is it Halle Bailey or Chloe Bailey that's dating that rapper?
Haley.
Okay, Halle, right? Halle Bailey. Okay, like, oh, you could do better. You could do better. These women are not dumb. Halle Bailey is not dumb. Beautiful girl. Nicki Minaj is not dumb. Decent looking woman, although she looks botched, right? But these women are not dumb. These women chose these men. So why do people keep saying they can do better? Maybe that's they're doing what they can and what they want. Okay. These women, again, are worldwide. They're in rooms with la creme de la creme of men from all walks of life, races, religions. And Nicki Minaj says, I don't care. I want the guy with the 15 mugshots.
And maybe it was
are you
just
sure?
fit it.
Now, are we sure those are mugshots? Maybe he just went to get his passport and they weren't taking the right picture. They kept messing it up. I know CVS messes up on people's passport pictures.
I got my passport photo at CVS and it was just fine. No sense.
Mine too. And I didn't even have a stitch of makeup on. I was like, fuck it.
Although I didn't like, they told me to take my earrings off. I didn't appreciate that. Things have changed.
I think the assumption is that, and this goes for a lot of people, they think, oh, you could do better because they have money. I think that's the assumption. No, right. And people have to understand that money doesn't mean that you're no longer an idiot. Money doesn't mean that you're no longer a cornball. It doesn't mean that you're no longer a piece of shit. It just means that you're a piece of shit that can have access to see the queen. Maybe you're a fucking lame who can now, go shake hands with Obama. But this means you're still fucking lame. But when you take a person actually like that, and they have that money, and they could be in a room full of people who would be perceived as the better choice, in that room, the playing field is level. Everybody got money. So what do you have? Right. You have your character. You have your what's going on internally. You have your intellect. And maybe she was in those rooms and she found out she was way past her fucking skis. And she realized that, hey, maybe, what she wants in the home is a motherfucker that she can keep tabs on, a motherfucker that ain't got nothing going on, and a motherfucker that she ain't got to worry about actually leaving or having options.
This- okay, I can
for
see
her
that.
exactly, especially for her, from all the things I know about her, because I have a lot of people that are close to me that have worked
Mm-hmm.
for her,
Mm-hmm.
and I got a lot of Nicki Minaj stories.
Mm-hmm.
And the one word that comes up for her constantly, besides nasty, she's a nasty, horrible person, but that's what comes up all the time. But the
I mean,
biggest word that
it's not
comes,
hard to tell. It's not hard to believe.
yeah, not hard to believe, um, is insecure. They said she is extremely notoriously insecure, no matter how many records she sells, no matter what's going on that's good, she's a sore loser. I mean, a sore winner, right?
Okay.
And so it's very, so based off of everything I have gotten, like information I've gotten about her, she
Mm-hmm.
does come off as the person that will never get with a man that makes more than her, who has more options than her. Because if you look at her track record, she has it. I mean, yeah, she let Nas, like, peck a little bit, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
but that didn't go for 5 minutes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But every man that she actually been in a relationship with, from Safari,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
okay, he's more now because of her. So, but
Mm-hmm.
while he was with her, he was a
Mm-hmm.
nobody, literally a nobody. He was a hype man. Then Meek Mill, another prisoner. I think she got him right out of prison, and
Mm-hmm.
then kind of
And that
overlapped Meek
ended,
Mill
horribly. Her and
horribly,
Meek Mill ended
and then
horribly.
she was sicking Meek Mill onto the old boyfriend,
Right.
right? Then she was with Meek Mill, and then that kind of overlapped with this new guy, and he was right
Mm-hmm.
out of prison.
Mm-hmm.
So she has a pattern.
Hey, darling, I see you backstage, but the block has rules. If you want to hide behind an avatar, you got to pay the block. You got to pay the toll. So throw something in the super chat or throw something in my Cash App. I also have Zelle and Venmo, whatever your choice. Now, if you want to come up for
Um,
free, just show your face.
James, I will also say that a man's career success does not also equal his sexual marketplace value. A lot of broke niggas out here
More-
with a ton of women. So
Hence Dookie
I
and
don't
Ray Ray
know.
with all the kids.
That's very,
I
very, very
mean,
true. But interestingly enough, Haran, men think they always are relevant in a sexual marketplace. They think because they have a penis, they're always, you know what I mean? Long as I have money, no. This is why the guy with the money you marry, and then you're fucking the pool boy or the gardener, right? Because he's more
this
sexually appealing to you.
is why that cockeyed dude with the glasses who gave the girl flowers was crying online because he was delusional about where he fell in the hierarchy. Like,
because he
you
was
gotta know where you
nice,
fall. You gotta know
but
where
he
you
thought
fall, man.
he was nice.
Right, Haran, he was
Um,
nice.
so I wanted to just run back a little bit of the history. Hikoba, you must either super chat or Cash App or Venmo or Zelle, a little something for the block if you want to hide behind your avatar. We don't mind you hiding behind your avatar. Yeah, but you got to pay the toll. If you want to come up for free of charge, watch this. We could throw you up here if you show your face. Okay, we could throw you up here if you show your face. You could come up here and hang out with us if you show your face. All right, guys. So let me just say, I want to go. It's early Friday night. I want to go deep down the rabbit hole. Hit that smash that like button, like Sarah is saying. Please listen to her. So I want to go down the rabbit hole a little bit. So here I am, Hip Hop Wired. Okay. Kenneth Petty's inmate disciplinary history obtained by TMZ, of course, shows Nicki's husband was written up 18 times from 2006 to 2013 while he was serving time for a manslaughter conviction in New York. Oh, you thought he was just someone who sexually assaulted
I
someone.
didn't know about that one.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, voila.
Because I
Yeah.
was wondering where all these were coming from.
Okay, so this is what we call a career criminal.
Incorrigible.
Okay, yes, incorrigible. I love that word.
Me too.
So some of Petty's violations were major. He got slapped with 2 violent conduct violations in 2010 for threats and fighting. Before that, he also racked up another fighting violation and 5 violations for disobeying direct order. He got off to a rough start, too. Just one day after he entered the prison, he got tagged for creating a disturbance. There was also a 2009 incident where he was cited for 9 separate violations and got 4 months in solitary as punishment, mostly through he lost phone, recreation, and commissary privileges for bad behavior. But hey, love conquers all, right? Insert Nicki Minaj. And I know we're talking, oh, Jen, this is, me. It's 2010.
So what we call him is the guy who can't stay out of prison while in prison.
Yes. Yes. So, here we are. And people, oh, Jen, this is 2010. Stop it. People change. Okay. Jail rehabilitates. Okay, so let's fast forward to 2023. Okay. Kenneth Petty is now under house arrest for threatening rapper Offset. Yes, Offset, that Offset. Offset married to Cardi B. If you guys recall, Cardi B and Nicki Minaj have long time beef, and now the husbands got involved. Now the husbands are involved. I don't know what's happening. It is escalated. Next thing you know, the toddlers are going to get involved too.
Right.
So this beef was between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. But when you have a man like Kenneth Petty, who doesn't have his own world going on, his own business, his own hustle, his own life. His life is literally husband of Nicki Minaj, right? Come on, they got married. Who you think bought the rings? He's in a Range Rover. Who you think bought that range?
The outfits, the socks.
His clothes, his socks. Who you think is buying all that? Nicki Minaj is buying all of that. She's worth what, 100 mil now at this point, roundabouts?
I think it's 150.
No. You don't know if he paying the light bill.
Oh, he might be paying a light bill. Right. I didn't even consider that. You're right.
That's right.
That's
I digress.
That's the thing.
I
I
digress.
didn't consider that. You're right.
I digress. Kari, what's up, darling?
What's up?
What's up, Kari?
Doing?
What's up?
Good.
We good. So
It said 150 minutes.
Oh, no, it was
okay,
150.
150. Okay,
Mhm.
150. So she's paying all the bills. So when you have a man like that married to a woman worth that much and famous, he's a gopher. He's a gopher. He's going to get the food. He's going to get the cars washed. He's taking care of the children. He can't take them to school because he's a registered sexual offender. So he's the gopher. He's that guy. So that type of guy is going to have a lot of time to get involved in what? Female beef, women's beef, right? He has all the time in the world to sit there like her little gopher and let me tell you this, bitch, blah, blah, blah. So now he's all involved. He gets pumped up. She puts the battery in his back because they Bonnie and Clyde. And now he goes after Offset, right? To the point where, although he's on probation, he goes online, on camera with his little crimies and threatens Offset's life. And he tells him, you're going to be planning your funeral. So Nicki Minaj is trying her best to make it seem like, oh, you can't call the cops every time you flop, right? This is her being Nicki at her age, can't call the cops every time you flop, just saying. So she was trying to throw an indirect to Cardi B and Offset, like, oh, you call the cops. That is not what happened. That is not what happened. What had happened was all the fans, Cardi B fans, started tagging the was it the DA or the prosecutor in Kenneth Petty's case? Was it the DA or the prosecutor?
It was either the prosecutor or the probation officer or something. I think
Was
both.
it the probation
actually.
officer?
Yeah,
Okay, so
I saw both.
Right. We're living in a different age. So self-snitching is at an all-time high and it's very easy to get to people. I've done it. You guys know my history with the degenerates of YouTube. The first thing I find out is, are you on probation, bitch? Guess who's getting a call tomorrow morning? I've done it. So I know how it works. But it's very easy to do because everybody's self-snitching now. See, they think that the World Wide Web is that corner that they used to stand on talking shit. They were safe on that corner because it was amongst, you know what I mean, the 3 or the 4 degenerates on the corner. But what's happening now is the degenerates got webcams now. So the street talk has come here and everybody's watching. Right now, I got about 40 people watching me. I don't know who these motherfuckers are. It could be my lovers, my friends, my exes, people that love me, people that hate me, people that are scheming, people that are biting our style, people that are taking notes, people that are thinking about working with us. You never know who's watching, right? And what these idiots do, like Kenneth Perry, is they go online and they have diarrhea of the mouth. They volunteer information, something my daddy told me to never do. Okay. I don't know if these guys have fathers or old heads schooling them, but they're not listening. So they go on the World Wide Web and they self-snitch. And they tell people who they are and who they're after and who they're threatening and what their criminal backgrounds are and who they're fucking and who they're with and who self-snitching. So what happened was all of Cardi's fans ran over to find out who either the probation officer was or the DA, and they started tagging this woman, okay, to the video where Kenneth Petty is threatening Offset. Now, this man knew he was on probation because he didn't register as a sex offender, right? He got in trouble for that. He got house arrest for that. So now he got another 120 days tacked on for threatening Offset on camera and then posting it. What's happening? I got to pass the mic. I need to breathe on that. What the fuck is happening?
He's goofy. When I first saw the video, before anything even happened with his old probation, I was like, yo, ain't this dude like close to my age? How are you 40?
He's 45.
Yes,
Like 45, looking into a camera, beefing with somebody that's nowhere within your vicinity. And then to hear that he now got house arrest because of this, which makes it even more goofy. I found it funny because he's doing all of this threatening and all of this violence. He's a convicted sex offender, a registered sex offender. I see people posting and saying, yo, all Offset got to do is go to a school and talk shit to him. You know? What's he going to do?
I mean, a school is literally that nigga's kryptonite.
Exactly.
I mean,
That's literally that motherfucker's kryptonite.
Didn't she have to go through hoops for him to be able to be around their own child when she was pregnant? Like, didn't she have to go through hoops?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this entire relationship is what I call it. This entire thing that they doing has been plagued with her playing Olivia Pope. This entire time she's been cosplaying as Olivia Pope for this dude. It's just been one thing after another, because you remember it was when she first got with him, people was wondering like, hey, Nicki, hey girl, I know you getting some new dick, girl. But old dick, you know, but
right.
we know we know it's T, girl. So just, get it and drop them off down to just Southside Jamaica, Queens.
Mm-hmm.
And then she went and got married to him. She had a baby by him. And then the girl that he assaulted, that he went to prison for originally, she came out. She started telling her story.
Jennifer
Nicki,
Huff. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Nicki starts going at this woman and trying to threaten her and make her life miserable. And then it was all whole scandal and PR with that. Boom, that dies. It's like every time something dies down, they just do dumb shit to bring more attention to themselves. Like, I would think if I was this man and I was plucked from obscurity out of an alley of Southside Jamaica, Queens, I would sit in Calabasas, rock the baby to sleep, and shut the hell up.
Nigga,
I'm not understanding.
Listen, I couldn't imagine a life of I'm standing out in the cold ass weather with a hoodie on, threatening a 30-year-old, and I'm almost a half a century. I'm out here telling niggas I'm outside, like, what's good, homie? And I'm like, at that point in time, I'd probably question my life. Like, I clearly made some wrong turns. And to end up here, I clearly zigged when I should have zagged, man. Because it's like, at the end of the day, motherfuckers told you said you run these streets, and motherfuckers made one phone call, and now you grounded playing. And
they did say that in the video, didn't they? That they run the street. They did say that.
Like, you run the streets, but now you got to play NBA 2K in your house for 3 months. because motherfuckers made a phone call, literally an Uber call, real quick, and they told you to sit down somewhere. That's some rough stuff, man.
And then I'm thinking about as they're parting ways, these dudes is going back to the slums. He's going to freaking Beverly Hills or Calabasas or whatever part of LA they're in.
Mm-hmm.
They're going and they're minding it, but they're out of it,
Right.
And he has to pay all these consequences. It's like, first of all, who are these guys? But the fact that I'm asking this question for a 45-year-old, these are questions that you ask a 15-year-old. Like, who are these boys? These little boys that you hanging out with? Like I'm surprised. Like, why are we asking this for a 45-year-old man?
Right.
Tell you one thing though, the bass in his man's voice completely disappeared the next day. That motherfucker said, I didn't know how it went this far. I don't know what happened.
But you know what?
A very soft disposition. Sounded very soft. Very soft disposition.
That goes to show your circle, because nobody there said, hey, this is a bad idea.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Because me personally, if my homeboy would have been like, yo, grab this camera, I want to film something real quick, I'd be like, all right, cool. And once I see him doing some tough shit, you would hear me speaking behind the camera like, yo, fam, you look mad stupid right now.
Right.
Nobody thought to say that, And that's why you got to be careful about who you hang out with, because people will instigate your bullshit and pump you to dumb shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's really crazy. I think there's a couple of things that go through my mind with, first of all, the fact that he's 45 just still blows my mind that he's acting like this at 45. But there's a couple of things. One, people I don't think all right, dog. I don't think people, when they get on these, really think it out. Like, that opens you up to a whole world of people that don't care about you, right? I think it's the same when you get in an interview with a reporter, like Mr. Trump admitting to his crimes every time he gets it. It's out there. It's recorded. And so for him to say these things, all it takes is someone who just doesn't even have to like him or not like him. Just like, ooh, watch this. I'm gonna make this go viral. I'm gonna be part of this or whatever. Yeah. It's insane. And another thing I see is that I'm starting to think that you can get all the money. Money is not going to. In other words, if you like a certain lifestyle, then money's not going to change it, because obviously he has enough money to be away from all of that, like Calabasas or whatever. He can be, taking his kids to whatever, Knott's Berry Farm or whatever. But he decides he's going to hang out with, I don't know if these are lifelong friends, and still threaten, like Kari said, or like Lily said, like he's 15 years old, hanging out with his teenage friends. It's. But I'm starting to realize, like, it's just like, there's certain, it's not. Some people will make money and get out of the lifestyle, but then some people just don't want to. That's what they feel comfortable in,
So
and he definitely does not want to. It looks like he enjoys the street life. Also, there's another thing we're not thinking about. He has no power in his home. Zero, nothing, nada. So when he's hanging with his boys, he feels like a tough guy. He feels like a man. He can threaten people's lives on the street corner, right? He's not really going to do it. But, that's what, that he feels like a man. At home, I guarantee he feels like a bitch. Your wife is worth $150 million. She's a bitch. Everybody knows Nicki Minaj is a bitch. It's not a secret. It's not a rumor. We've seen how she acts on interviews. We've seen how she acts at award shows in front of the world. She doesn't hide she's a bitch. She's not a covert bitch. She's not like, oh, I know what she's really like. We've all seen it, all right? She's still attacking the younger female rappers that are coming up. All right, this is Nicki. So can you imagine her in a relationship with this guy? So when he goes out in the world, he feels like a tough guy. I do have the video that got this guy to sit down 120 more days, house arrest, which was, again, I would have Kamala Harris did ass. I would have threw him in a cell. Okay? Because 120 days in a mansion is nothing.
And Abby, I have to disagree with that. That woman probably emasculates him every single chance she gets.
No, I'm
That's why
thinking
he's
about
there.
the household. I'm thinking about the household, and I'm just feeling. I kind of feel like there would be a lot of whining going on. Like just hearing the way Nicki talks, it's always
Yeah.
complaining about something.
Yeah.
Something is always a complaint.
No,
And then she-
I don't think.
oh hell no!
Why are you putting that there? Like, why is it there? Like, go there. Like, no, I'm not going.
Imagine as a man, there's nothing you can do about that because where you gonna go? You ain't got no fucking money, so you're like imprisoned in this shit. Like you're in this world where it's like you get nervous if they're building a Chuck E. Cheese close to you. Like you living that crazy life, man. Like you have no power. You have no power in the home, the government. Everybody's bending you over, man.
Everybody.
And this is the same woman who allegedly spits in her employees' faces. You know, I just could imagine the tyrant she is at home. I mean, yeah.
So I'm curious, like, do you think that in today's world that we live in today, that the reason snitching is kind of becoming more of a thing is because you don't have to live in the same neighborhood to snitch. You're not gonna retribution will not be there anymore. It's like,
right.
I'll call on them.
As much as people try to talk shit about snitching, the internet loves to snitch.
Oh, they love it. And here's the thing. Here's what these celebrities, these quote unquote celebrities, I don't even know what to call these fucking clowns anymore. But what celebrities aren't taking into account is that you're not only dealing, it's not Nicki Minaj and Cardi B in a beef. It's Nicki Minaj, all her minions, and Cardi B and all her minions. So Cardi doesn't have to lift a finger, right? Although Nicki Minaj is very vocal and public about using her fans as attack dogs. Very, very like, Barbs, this is what I want y'all to do. And I have the screenshot in her stories. It's still in her stories now, if 24 hours haven't passed. Okay. So she's used to using people as her attack dogs, right? So let's see what got this idiot sat down for 120 days. Oh my God, he looks so scary.
You know it's sharp, man. You know it's sharp, yeah. We outside. Big Zoo outside, nigga. Big Queens, right? Yeah.
Drop your low now, nigga. Drop your low now, nigga.
You got them niggas, all seven niggas, them niggas acting like niggas DM me. Yo, where you at? We at?
We outside. We run this city, nigga. Don't let these niggas fool you. We run this city, nigga.
You see the addresses on the buildings, nigga. You see the plates on the cars, nigga.
Man, what's going on? What's happening? What y'all niggas talking about? What you talking about, man? Let's talk, man. Let's talk out here. We ain't talking now. Pussy ass niggas. I don't know who y'all think y'all playing with, man.
I have secondhand embarrassment.
It's always some 120-pound nigga talking crazy, man.
Oh, man.
I'm saying it's always some dude is heavy as my guitar bag, talking just wild.
But that did, that did make me miss when I was 16, though.
There's always the friend that is not going to get in trouble. That's egging you on.
Right.
Also, we need to keep it a buck out here. Yes, the internet snitches, but let's keep it 100. Before the internet, a lot of street niggas snitch too. Let's keep it a buck. Very few motherfuckers don't snitch. A lot of niggas out here with paperwork on them. Let's just keep it all the way a buck.
I watched First 48.
Exactly. A lot of niggas out here with paperwork on them. So continue, please.
So, this guy is such a goofy, right? That he can't even keep up the act, right? Because he's now living a different lifestyle. You are by proxy a millionaire, right? Right? So he's not really of the ilk of those guys around him anymore, right? But you
Kyrie's
notice
outside.
they keep using his name. Big Zoo is outside. Big Zoo. That's Nicki Minaj's husband's nickname, Zoo. Right? Surprise there. Big Zoo is outside, and Big Zoo is like, oh, I got to keep this up because my wife said I got to be back at 10, or she ain't gonna take me to Gucci, So, and then he's like, you could tell he can't keep up the act anymore. Like he said, there was a point that made me laugh where he goes, yeah, we gonna talk, nigga. We gonna talk. Matter of fact, we ain't gonna talk because we don't even talk no more. Which is it? What kind of thug are you? So I know what t-shirt to wear. What are we doing?
He had to correct his gangster.
Right.
Gangster.
Right.
Because he outside. Y'all know what it is.
I can't keep up.
Run these streets.
No,
even though I
it's
can't
the
take
Big
my
Zoo
child
for
to
me,
school.
like,
We run these streets. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's the Big Zoo for me, man. Like his name was
the
ringing
Big
bells
Zoo.
out here since the 90s. Like I ain't never heard you.
I can't keep up with this, man. Papoose, Big Zoo. I can't keep up with it anymore.
Welcome to the block, no Saint. So I wonder, how does this work? Yeah, everybody know a black. So does he get an allowance? I want to know how this works. Like, you come off the street with zero and you're a man. Do you do baby can I get, or does she just automatically cash app you once a week? Like, how does shit like this work? Or does she give him like a bullshit title like Remy does with Pat?
That's a good question.
Put him on the
I mean,
payroll.
does she have like an automated cash app thing going with his? I'm seriously wondering.
No, I'm
now.
dead serious. Like, how does this work? Because think about it. You're out, right? You're out and about, and you're at, let's just say, a mall, even though no one goes to a mall. You're out and about, and he sees something, whether it's a pair of shoes or some damn ice cream. Okay. Now we have never heard of a job. Never. We cannot find a job. Okay.
No,
we cannot find a job. So how does the allowance work? Does he go, babe, I want that ice cream, or I want those shoes, or does she lessen his embarrassment by just doing an automated cash app? Or like, I really am curious to know how this shit works.
I think
he just has a credit card.
Yeah, he's got a platinum.
There you go.
He's got a platinum.
Y'all
there
answered
you go.
that. There you go. That's it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That
makes sense. Like, here, take this card, not that one. Take the other card.
It's got his name on it. It's a joint. Yeah. It's a joint, so he doesn't get embarrassed.
Yeah, and it probably just a oh shit notification at a certain level.
and let me tell you,
she gets every text when he buys something. Check it out.
Oh, you better believe it.
Can I get some likes, please? Because I got like twice the people watching that are liking. Hit that like for me, okay? Pretend it's like my nipple. Then you just hit it.
You triggered, bro. You triggered. But let's not pretend that that's like that black male archetype is not preferred by all women. Oh, you're triggered, bro. You're triggered tonight.
It's interesting. It's interesting. And we're assuming that he has a card, because that's like what we would do for someone that we're with. Like, we would just give him a card, but we don't know how she gets down. Right. We don't know how she gets down. We would just, here, take the card on, but we don't know how she gets down. She's very controlling. She's an asshole. So
she just has a card where she can switch it off.
Right. I can see her doing that too.
And then he called, no, because you didn't call me back. That's why I turned it off, because you didn't call me back.
She probably has her sweet moments, though.
I'm sure she does.
You know what's funny though? Whenever I've seen her try to play sweet, she still looks nasty. It's the weirdest thing when she's trying to be nice. I'm like, damn, it's still not even landing. It's horrible. She got like in her.
She got like witch Cinderella stepmother smile.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think about James Oko here?
Oh, poor James.
He triggered tonight, man.
No.
Is it? But is it true? Is it true?
Is it true? Is it true?
Is it true?
Okay, let's say
Let's
it is
break it
true. And
down.
why? Let's
Yeah.
just say it's true. And why is it true?
Yeah.
Maybe
Let's
that
break down
motherfucker.
the
You know, what I mean, at the
psychology.
end of the day, a guy like that, when he represents something of a type of man who goes for what he wants. I mean, that motherfucker was on camera, told them motherfuckers we outside.
You know what?
Motherfuckers we
That's
outside.
conviction. Conviction is sexy. It's
You know what?
conviction.
Hey,
That's what the archetype is.
a lot of you nice guy motherfuckers be asking women, can you say hello? You
I'm saying
asking,
his
you
archetype
apologize
is
for
a
everything.
man that doesn't really want to do anything. That man doesn't. It doesn't seem like he has any other ambitions. Where it seems like everybody else she's fucked with had their own ambitions. You know,
That's true.
Safari, he had his own ambitions. Meek had his own ambitions. This guy just got to jail. His ambition was, yo, Nicki.
I need a place to stay.
Right. Okay. So let me try. I'm going to try to be nice for 2 seconds, okay, and play
Okay.
devil's advocate with Nicki. Okay. So bear
Okay.
with me, you all, because I'm trying to bear with myself. All right.
Mhm.
Let's just think about it. She's in the industry because I think No Saint hit on it, right? You know, they say you can take the person out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of the person. Okay, so she's in this industry. She gets whisked and around all of these people. She may have imposter syndrome, and then boom, because you know they were together in high school. So he comes out of prison. She sees her first love, and that's that familiar, you know, thing. Now, even with me giving that. I would think, like, I can see that happening to anybody, but taking it to child, like, especially with the whole sex offender thing and all of the mugshot things and who you are
Mhm.
as a celebrity and what you have to lose, I don't see that making it to the altar or a baby in your womb, right? I can see you wanting that old thing back for a second, but then after a few weeks of y'all just laying up and cuddling and stuff like that and fucking and talking shit and eating and farting, then you just start be like, that was nice, but
Mhm.
what the fuck? I mean, what's next? So I'm more shocked that it got this far. I wasn't shocked that she got with him for that reasons. I'm just like, damn, she's taking this the long way. Like, that's the
But
problem.
but here's the thing, going back to Halle Bailey and people saying you could do better. We don't know these women behind closed doors. Just because a woman is attractive doesn't mean that she has a great head on her shoulders. It does not mean that. So when I look at Halle Bailey, and oh, why she's with that thug and she could do better and she deserves a decent guy. That is who she picked. Even with the options she got, Nicki Minaj, she's not an ugly girl. Her body looks ridiculous now. She looks botched. But from the neck up, pretty girl. Okay. Despite her looking like a whole fucking rodeo clown, pretty girl, right? But she picked that guy with the 15 mug shots on her own. Nobody forced her. She had options. She went around the world, made $150 million, and still thought that's the guy that I want to make the father of my child.
But she showed us who she was
chose.
based on her career. Look, she made sure that she was the only woman in the game for years who was making bread. She blackballed motherfuckers, threw people under the bus, made sure motherfuckers didn't get their records played because the focus has to be on her. She can't have competition. So that's why, yes, she could fuck with a Drake for a little bit, but it ain't going nowhere. The moment, you know what I mean, Safari probably had some aspirations of being bigger. All of a sudden, that doesn't go anywhere. She had some shit popping off. Meek's career all of a sudden goes in a particular direction. That don't go nowhere. You get with Nas, he's Nas. All of a sudden, that shit don't go nowhere. But you get with a motherfucker who literally you can take care of, has nothing going for him, literally has everything going wrong for him. She has complete and total control in that situation. So Nicki Minaj is the kind of woman who, unless she has complete and total control and the spotlight is on her, she wants nothing to do with the situation. She freaked the fuck out the moment Cardi B came. She freaked the fuck out.
Yeah, the person that I know that worked with her for 5 years said anytime she walked into a room, she would freak out if she didn't, like, she would assume everyone was talking about her and if you weren't, she was mad that you didn't. Like it was like this weird mind game she would play. Like
I mean, we
everything
hear
always
it.
had to be about her.
We hear it in her rap, like, you know, like she's always throwing shots at the other female rappers unprovoked, even when they give her props. It's really weird. Like even now, she hasn't elevated her music. Like she's still on stage, like, yeah, you said you look up to her, but you look up to me. Like it's like, Nicki, what are you doing? Like, what is this?
I'm glad you brought that up. So this is my thing with her. And this is to you and Haran's point. The biggest thing that irks me about her career is this. She has spent so many years trying to keep people down or out of the industry. She was successful for about 10 years from keeping all women out of the hip hop game, right? And then Cardi B got in and said, "Come on in, girls." And she lost her shit, right?
Right.
Now, this woman was on top of the world at one point, couldn't do no wrong, even as nasty as she was. And now
Right.
she's even admitted to this. She's admitted to this, but even since then, she still hasn't done anything about it. She got on Joe Budden's podcast and she was talking about the mistake that she made in her career, that she didn't take that opportunity during those years to do the Rihanna and create something that was going to be long lasting outside of hip hop. She's determined and she's like, she wants to be this queen of hip hop forever. Now, first of all, we all know that hip hop has a short shelf life, and for women, it's even shorter. So she lasted already at that point for 10 years. So who's in her corner or even in her own brain that's saying, hey, it's time to start trying to pivot and think about longevity. She's
Right.
never done it. Now here we are. She's 40 and still trying to be the queen of rap. But all these other little young girls and slid in the Sexy Red and all the Ice Spices and stuff like that. So, and Nicki is like hell bent on like, I'm the best lyricist, I'm the best rapper. She's that actor that's still talking about I'm a thespian and no one cares
Yeah, nobody cares.
anymore.
Because I mean, I agree with this guy. I agree with James. Because she still wraps circles around all these younger girls. However, nobody cares.
No one cares.
That's the
They don't.
problem. No, it's just it's funny. One of my friends was online yesterday. Amazing actress. Like I swear, I'm writing a role for her. She's amazing actress. I'm gonna get her up here one day. And she posted, "Oh, what's the point of all this training and blah 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 I'm doing when these reality show stars are getting all the roles?" And I'm like, "It's Erica Mena. She has like 5 movies spinning on Tubi. So do I. If you didn't know, I am an actress. I'm on Tubi as well. Plug, The Bag Girls 2. I played the Colombian drug lord, Solera Castillo. So catch me on Tubi and Amazon and White People Money. Okay? Yeah, your girl acts. Hit that like for me. Okay? Now that you're here. Anyway, so my friend was saying, what's the point of all this training? And I said, girl, you just getting to this now? You doing this now? All you thespians are having a hard time accepting it and pivoting. Nobody fucking cares how talented you are. Nicki Minaj, very talented rapper. Very. I loved her shit in the beginning. Okay, let me tell you.
Oh,
Loved me
God,
some
yeah.
Nicki in the beginning. But nobody cares that she can wrap circles around the other girls because they want to see Ice Spice bend over and touch her pussy. They want to see Sexy Red walk pigeon-toed and knock-kneed holding a stack of dirty money. Okay? This is what they want to see now. They want to see Cardi B barely going up a flight of stairs, scissoring the other idiot, Meg Thee Stallion. That is what people want to see. Okay? When Cardi B's on stage, I don't even understand what the fuck she's saying. I'm like, they need subtitles. I don't know what she's saying. But nobody cares.
At the end of the day, mediocrity won, thanks to you motherfuckers. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. And yeah, mediocrity won.
All right.
You know, I look, man, I know some amazing artists, amazing actors, Juilliard grads, Berkeley grads, amazing producers, people. I've heard songs, been a part of songs that would literally blow your mind. It doesn't fucking matter, man. Motherfuckers be like that, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers want to do this monk shit or whatever the fuck it is. And you know, you wonder why half of us can barely fucking read. So it's just like, hey, you know, you get what you want at the end of the day.
Well, I think what goes on is that there's a demographic, usually, you know, 18 to 35 or something, that has a lot of exposable income that have yet to refine their taste in general. And so I think the thespians and the artists out there and the writers that are really into their craft, they do have a market. It's just not the market that those kids are going to spend all their money because they're not worrying about savings and they're not worrying about anything else.
What's a thespian? A gay actress?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm a thespian.
No, seriously, you guys. Tubi, the Bag Girls 2, Solera Castillo. Go over there and see how I can't act, y'all. Go see if I died well. Go see it.
So I think that because I think even I know it's more prevalent now, obviously with social media and it's a little bit easier for people to get discovered or, you know, to blow up. Like I was asking my son today about and he knows what is the ice cream.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And he said,
the what is it? The MP
non-playable character.
Yeah, right.
He told me
NPC.
what it meant. I said, listen, you be the three amigos. You can do ice cream. They're like, no. No.
We're too cool for that.
I was like, you can make a lot of money. And then and Erica was like, what if I did it? And Andrew was like, you'd be a nerd. I said, you know what that is? He's like, yeah, it's an NPC. I was like, what does that mean? He's like, non-playable character. And they just like these things that move. They're supposed to be like a character and you're telling them what to do. And I was like, man, he knows about it. But anyway, I digress. To what I'm saying is that even back in the day, there was a lot of trash music that made it, right? It's just not as accessible as it is today, I think.
All the music's trash now.
Yeah, it's a lot. It gets lost in the weeds.
I disagree, No Saint. When you say, here's the thing, let's talk about chances, options, right? And what's most likely or what's probable, right? When I'm looking at my friends who are having a very hard time with this acting thing, right? It is more likely if they acted the monkey ass fool online, okay, that they can be opposite a major player in the game versus them trying to be this well-trained thespian against all the other thespians that are in there. Your network is your net worth. It's about who you know. This business is about who you know. That has not changed. That is the one thing that has not changed. However, okay, beautiful girl that I'm talking about, an actress. We have reality show stars like Jocelyn Hernandez, okay, and Krishan Rock. These girls are making 6 figures acting the monkey ass fool, okay, for streaming networks, right? Now, in order to be a well-trained thespian, to build your network, to build your resume, to continue training, to audition, to get you an agent, a casting agent, to be in front of the right people, to be told, you know what I mean? That shit takes fucking years. That is not an overnight process, okay?
Absolutely.
That is not an overnight process. However, Ice Spice, in under 1 fucking year, cover of Vogue, opposite Ben Affleck, and all this little motherfucker did was talk about getting her pussy ate on one song, not an album. One song talked about getting her pussy ate, okay? Bent over and wiped her pussy. And now she is opposite Ben Affleck. Do you know how long it would take my beautiful friend who's an actress, well-trained, beautiful face, okay? Do you know how long it would take her to get opposite Ben Affleck? Mm-hmm. She's been acting for years now.
Yeah.
She's well-trained, okay? And this little beige thing, this little Orphan Annie looking beige thing, okay, talked about, you thought I was feeling you? That nigga a month. No. You thought I was feeling you? That nigga a month. And in a year, opposite Ben Affleck, one of Hollywood's heavyweights, a Hollywood leading man. So when you say, yeah, there's a space for that, good luck. Because everything has changed to the point where even the heavyweights, let me tell you something, honey. Al Pacino was on set with Bad Bunny the other day. Al Pacino was on set with Bad Bunny the other day. Okay? Bad Bunny was on set with Brad Pitt the other day. It is a whole new world.
Yeah.
And people are not pivoting well and they will get left behind. So go see me on Tubi so that I can see you and the bag girls too. It's the bag girls, not the bad. It's not BAD.
Like
Yeah, it's not BAD.
Y'all get in the bag in that
Like,
joint?
yes, get in the bag.
So-
They actually stole the bag from me and you got to go see what I did to get it back.
So
Say
I
the
mean,
name one more time. Say the name one more time.
The Bag Girls
Bag
2.
Girls 2.
Y'all need puppets,
And
man.
Mano-
Y'all need sock puppets, man.
Mano is in that. Mano is in that too. No, because when you hear Bad Girls, you automatically
Right.
associate it
That
to
show.
Bad Girls, Bad
Yeah, that
Girls,
show.
and it's not
Yeah.
bad. It's Bad Girls with a bag.
So my best friend called me this morning talking about called throwing up, cringing, and slashing his wrist over the Ben Affleck Dunkin' Donuts commercial. He Orlando was like, this is so cringe, and Orlando said that was the role of Ben Affleck's life. You can tell that Ben Affleck was just as cringe, just as grossed out, just as embarrassed, just as like, I've got to do this. I've got to fucking do this in order to stay here because this is what's going on now. This bitch right here is what's going on now. I got to do this Dunkin' Donuts commercial. I've got to act my ass off and act like I'm okay with it and act
Yep.
like I'm just as excited to be next to this bitch. Like,
Yep.
and it's insane
And
what's going on.
Lily, because we know editing, okay, and we know angles. He was not in the same room with her.
He
And the
refused.
over the shoulder shot, that's not Ben.
No,
The
that's
over the
it, yeah.
shoulder shot is not Ben. They were not in the same room at the same fucking time. I listen. I know camera work. I know angles. I know blocking. They were not in the room at the same place at the same time. Trust me when I tell you. Watch that commercial. That's the over the shoulder shot. That's not Ben. So
You was in Carlito's Angels too?
yeah.
Was that
Wow,
like
that was like that was
based off Carlito's Way?
no, not Carlito's Way. Carlito's Angels. There's a spoof on Charlie's Angels. That was the first movie I was ever in my life.
That would have been funny. If they would've made it
no,
like,
can I just
can't do that because that's like rights and shit like that. Like using the Carlito's Way character as like the Carlito, but I guess rights would get in the way of that type of shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll try my hand at acting one day though. One day.
Hey, you'd make it before someone who's been in
Right.
But listen,
down here tomorrow
I
morning.
want to say this. Listen, I know when we're talking about money, if you want to talk about money and money's the ultimate goal and the win, I get it. But there is a ceiling to these Johnny come lately instant mega, people that are making it with Ben Affleck and getting on there's a ceiling to what they can do. They'll never be in the same regards as a Meryl Streep or someone that can go on theater.
Oh my God. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm
You
leaving.
must not know what's going on, sir.
I'm leaving.
They don't care about They don't care about them. They don't care.
Who the fuck is a Meryl Streep to a reality show star that's making 6 fucking figures?
Well, that's what
care.
what I'm
Who
saying is if you're talking
cares?
about money, and by the way, all those top stars are making more money than the people that are coming in.
They're making no money no more.
They're not right now.
They're
They are
making
hurting.
nothing.
They are scared. That is why Ben Affleck is in a commercial with Ice Spice.
Like,
Look, you
listen,
see,
people.
No saying. You see the things that you love, like socialism and democracy. This is what happens when you got too much fucking democracy and socialism, and everybody playing the fucking mud, and you don't have the fucking bar too fucking high, and you lower the shit down. And when guys like me tell you, "Hey, bro, that's a stupid fucking thing to do. It's gonna end up like shit." You get things like this happening. And then you're saying to yourself, well, this isn't, no, this shouldn't have, well, it's not all about money. No. The cat's out the bag. The genie's out the fucking bottle. People like me told you, don't do this stupid shit. Don't let this fucking
Everyone is welcome. Stop shaming.
Exactly.
Stop shaming
This
people.
talent
Stop
show,
shaming people.
corporate
Everybody
talent show,
matters.
It's gonna ruin everything. No, we should give people a chance and democracy and socialism, and we need to level the playing field. Okay. Now everyone's a doctor. Everyone's
Listen, we need to start out.
Socialist, psychologist.
Socialism is okay. We're talking capitalism, socialism. It's not the same.
About the concept
and you're being literal again.
And I'll say this. Hit that like for me, you guys. Like my likes have not moved, and we're getting more and more and more people in the room. We are entertaining y'all people. Please, respectfully, give me a little like every now and then. All right, we're here for you. I want to say this. I call cap on the whole, I'm a thespian, money doesn't matter. Why don't you do it for free, bitch? Give the money back, Meryl Streep. Give the money back, Angelina Jolie. Give the money. So, because it's not about the money. No Saint just said, it's not about the money. You will never be in rooms with.
Well, I didn't say it's not about the money.
I
didn't say it's not. I said if we're talking about who's winning as far as money goes, yeah. But I'm just saying when you look back in history, there's fewer people going to remember some of these than they will remember the ones that were at,
And what does remembering somebody mean?
What
does that mean?
Anymore.
Who cares? Like
no one cares.
The generations that are coming, everybody who remembers people, like, hey, I love me some Al Pacino and Robert De Niro and Meryl Streep. I study her fucking monologue. She's amazing. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my God. When I'm gone, my grandkids, Meryl who? Robert De Niro who? Al Pacino who?
They're already doing that with people who are alive.
Things are changing, and I don't understand why people don't understand. It's like so many people sound like fucking old people. Back in my day, like it doesn't matter. Things are changing. New generations are coming. Your kids are saying NPC, that's corny. You're a nerd. You know what I mean? It's like things are changing. Things are changing, and people just sound like old people now. Well, they're not going to be respected.
Well, I understand. Look, and there are some people that I remember that were before our day. Like we still talk about Beethoven, Mozart. There are people that have a legacy, and I'm saying most people aren't going to have a legacy, but there will be some. What?
But do you know why? There's a reason why that our generation and generations before us were able to do that. We weren't living in echo chambers on these phones, right? So what you're consuming and what your child is consuming are two completely different things. When we were coming up, we were listening to our parents' music. We were watching movies with our parents. So we shared some things. We don't share shit with our kids anymore. They have their own thing. You have your own thing. We're living in echo chambers now. They don't give a damn. So they've been conditioned to this. Longevity, they don't give a damn about longevity at all.
Mm-mm.
You know how when my kids watch movies.
One mic. What is going on here?
I was just saying, you know how heartbroken I was when my kids never wanted to watch movies with me on a Friday night like I did with my parents? They just didn't want to do that shit. I used to think it would be dope. Yo, let's get some popcorn, get a movie. And they'd be like, nah, fuck that movie. I'm a, And
I'm playing NBA.
Yeah. It's just like, damn.
It's different. It's not the same at all. We used to on Saturday the music blasted, we cleaning and we consuming the same
I still
music.
do that. I still do that. I'm still able to do the movie night with the movie night with the popcorn and the kids and all of that.
Thankfully, because a lot of times they just live in their own world and they do not care about the things we care about. Yeah,
when you go to a movie now, they better have like a menu with burgers and fries that they're delivering. That's when we go to the movies. Oh, we're gonna go to the one where we can eat at.
They don't make you start talking like my dad used to talk. One day I ain't gonna be around, and you're gonna wish you could do this with me.
Right? And it's true.
Yeah, it is.
It is. I mean, because
Adam Hearn, yes. Tonight I am on some uppity shit. And yes, last night I was Nat Turner. I'm a man of different dimensions, sir.
Yeah, I think a lot of times they put us in one box, not understanding that we play devil's advocate up here. We try to see all different sides and just try to dissect things. Because honestly, none of us are emotionally attached to this shit, right? But we're just kind of, and kind of dissecting. I think that's what makes it so good is the fact that we're not emotionally attached to it. So it's like, huh, what's really going on? Because we don't really care about these people. But I look at it from a human standpoint.
Look, listen. I listen to BB King. I listen to Anthrax. I listen to all these different forms of music. You know what I mean? I am a music connoisseur. The average kid doesn't give a fuck about that shit. I mean, music doesn't matter nowadays. I mean, that shit doesn't fucking matter. Art in itself doesn't matter nowadays. A Rembrandt, a Da Vinci invention or painting, you know what I mean? Really having taste, developing taste, and so on. These things don't matter nowadays.
You know, Haran, what you're saying, I was thinking about this when I was at the Louvre in France. And everybody was going to see the Mona Lisa, and I was doing the same thing. Everybody's lifting their phones up to take a picture of the Mona Lisa. Nobody's really taking the time to actually look at the Mona Lisa. It's all about taking a picture and then tagging and saying, this is where I'm at.
As you thought it would be?
You know, it looked exactly the same as I thought it would be.
And let me say, some of y'all are deaf. I say hit that like for me. Hit that like for me, okay? Don't make me come out this chair. I do want to say this.
Lights.
Yeah, what is the deal? I don't understand. There's literally 51 people in the room. They're like, I can't hit this like. I can't hit this like.
It's a power play. It's a power play.
It's a power play?
Yeah, I'm not going to. She's telling me, and I'm going to resist. I'm not going to.
Right. It's hate washing.
Okay. So I do understand. No, Saint, here's the thing. My heart bleeds with you. I promise it does. Like, you're talking to someone now that is like, the heart is like tink, 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 because I went through the being pissed off, like, how dare they play with our craft, and we've starved for this. We've lost corporate jobs for this. We've lost family. We've alienated family. All I wanted to do is act. This is my whole life. I'm a thespian. How dare! And I studied the greats, and I'm watching movies over and over again. And then I'm like, you got to slap yourself and be like, Mama, you're not in Kansas anymore. You're not in Kansas anymore. Nobody cares how well trained you are. And yeah, it's like a death, but you have to get over it. You have to move on. You have to let it go. So yeah, every now and then I'm going to watch them Meryl Streep monologues. Don't get it twisted. Okay. I'm going to watch Peaky Blinders over and over again. Right. You have to be smart. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. You're on a highway. You can't go 10 miles an hour. They will run your ass over. And at the end of the day, yes, being talented is great, but we got to eat. Shit is going up. Fucking carton of eggs, milk, gas. It's disgusting out here. They want everybody homeless, apparently. Okay. We could barely afford to live. So I'm like, I'm getting my fucking money. Tubi, the Bad Girls 2. I play Solera Castillo on Tubi. Go check that out. Leave comments.
Look,
Thank you.
So motherfucker gave me 10 grand to jump on the fucking track right now to just do this. Nigga, I'm a this doing motherfucker. You know what I mean? By the morning, man. Absolutely. Do you want me to do 3 more of this?
Listen, Jen, I went through the same thing. Actually, around the time that I got on the show, I was going through like the whole depression because I felt like I was mourning because I saw where we were going and I saw what was going. I said, "Oh my God!" I mean, I went through a whole depression because I am one of those people. Like I take pride in every. I'm that person.
I've had arguments. Listen, I've had arguments. A motherfucker suggested to me to use Chat GPT to write. I almost took his head off. I was like, I am a writer. I'm an artist. I write and I still use a pen and a pencil. I'm a writer. How dare just throw it in Chat GPT and it'll shoot you back a script. To hell with you. To hell with you. But I'm like, in a couple years, fucking years. Okay. But going back to what you said, Lily, you do have to mourn it. When you're an artist, you have to mourn it because it's a death, man. It's like, it's your life. It's your love. It's what you wanted to do since you was a little bitty kid. I used to write scripts for my Barbies. I am a writer. And somebody just throw it in Chat GPT. That's what everybody's doing. I was like, you motherfucker, do you not see this pen?
We have to we have to understand one thing. This is about, in the age of social media, this is about the 99% feeling important. They have to relate to who's being put in front of them. Okay, they can relate to a Cardi B. They can relate to a fucking to a whosoever little orphan Annie chick. How the fuck do you relate to a Michael Jackson? You enjoy a Michael Jackson. You might revere him. How do you relate to a Whitney Houston? They fucking, you know what I mean? Most of these motherfuckers barely relate to Tyrese. Let's just keep it 100. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is, man.
But going back to this, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lily.
I was going to say, I knew we were starting to be in trouble when I started hearing people that we know can sing start talk singing. And I was like, are you not noticing this? And then I was watching back when Nick Lachey and Jessica Simpson had their reality show, and she was going through what we were going through, Jen. She was leaving the studio. She just played her album for the executives, and they told her specifically, you're going to have to tone down your singing because of what Haran said. They said exactly what Haran said, because people want to be able to sing along with you, and they can't sing with this. And since that day, I noticed everybody stopped singing. The only person who really sings now is Adele.
Where are we? So going back to this nut, and going back to how it's not just Cardi B versus Nicki Minaj, it's Cardi B's minions and Nicki Minaj's minions. So I'm going to show you, this was in Nicki Minaj's stories today, and she uses, and I think something really bad a lot of things are going to start happening, right? Like I told you before, because it's the Wild West right now on the internet. And I told you there was one state, I forgot which one it is, but now they're putting laws in place to protect content creators' kids. Because the content creators, these couples, soon as the child is born, it's like, oh, look, we have another castmate, right? And they're doing that with the children. And this is like child labor laws. As soon as the baby is pushed out, look, there's a new addition to them. Watch what my baby can do. Oh, let's pour water on it. This is funny. This is what these motherfuckers are doing. So now they're implementing laws to protect these children, because these children can't say, I don't want to be a content creator with you, mom, dad, assholes. I don't want to do this with my life. But they're using these children that way. So I'm glad those laws are starting. I noticed that Nicki Minaj is very, very good for it. A couple of clowns I've dealt with online have also tried to do this to me because they have large followings. What they do is they use their following as attack dogs. And Nicki Minaj is famous for, using her barbs, right, against people. Literally, like, that's why I call them flying monkeys, like the Wizard of Oz. You remember the witch when she would send the flying monkeys out to do her bidding? It is the same exact thing. So this is something Nicki Minaj said to her. Is it this one? Fuck. Play elevator music so I could grab this.
Oh, and then when I was looking at Krishan's baby is less than 2 weeks old, and that baby done been more places than I've been this year.
Yep.
I mean, head hanging over the damn thing. She was taking better care of the dog than the daggone baby. I'm like, this is insane, man. This is insane. And she said she's getting pregnant in 6 weeks after a 6-week checkup. Yeah, that's what she said.
Who did she say the father was going to be?
She hasn't decided yet, but because she still haven't decided, because she hasn't even decided on the kid's name, because the kid was Krishan Jr. Then now she ran. Now it's Jonathan Jr., Blueface Jr.
Okay. All right. So here's so this is Nicki Minaj, right? She said, Barbs, those are her fans. Tomorrow I'm gonna tell y'all who to swat. Since swatting a home with a baby isn't a felony. Let's go. So she is literally lining up her barbs to swat a home, right? Swatting. What is swatting? It is when basically you send fucking cops, the SWAT team or whatever, to someone's house. You lie. You lie and say there's drugs in there. You lie and say there's guns in there. You just lie. And of course, law enforcement is going to come running out, right, to see what the hell is going on. So a lady that lives in her Hollywood neighborhood did it to her, to Nicki. because they want them out of the neighborhood because her husband is a sex offender, a registered sex offender. So the community wants them out. So some woman called 911 and was like, there's a man out here, he's crazy, blah, 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 talking about Nicki Minaj's husband. So Nicki Minaj is now sending someone, I'm guessing, to SWAT that woman or SWAT somebody else, I don't know. But this is how she's using her fans as her little flying monkeys, literally saying out in public, tomorrow I'm going to tell y'all who to SWAT since it's not a felony. So you see, people like Nicki Minaj and her husband is like, these are criminals. They don't learn. They don't care. They're brazen. And they're letting you know what they're planning and what they're going to do. This is why they want them out the fucking neighborhood. And I'm sorry, if I lived in her neighborhood, I'd want them the fuck out of there too.
Yeah, because the cops done been there a few times this week. Damn CPS done been there this week. The cops, the SWAT, everybody done been there this week. I'd be like, can you get them up out of here? Because they bringing down the property value. Like, this is
Right.
crazy.
You're paying millions and millions of dollars, and you got these two Queens cornballs. Okay. Shout out to Queens. You got these Queen cornballs.
I got to get ready to get up out of here.
Oh, Gary. He's leaving.
Nicki is petty, and she's so petty, she married a sex offender with the last name Petty, just to prove it to y'all bitches.
Wait, what is that? What was that?
Oh, run that beautiful beam footage back.
Bye, Carrie.
Those are all
Bye. Nice meeting you.
Thanks for pulling up.
Good.
See you, Carrie.
That's
glamour shots.
That's Kenneth Petty's mug shots, Tristan.
Who's Kenneth Petty?
Nicki Minaj's husband.
Fuck out of here.
Nope.
Y'all lying.
Not lying.
She married that?
Yep.
He's never been a looker.
That's her husband. Never. So now other people are exposing the Pettys. Yeah, he looks kind of slow, honestly.
Given alcohol fetal syndrome realness.
Yeah, he looks slow.
They got that look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now everybody's jumping into this. So Vlad from Vlad TV, and before y'all start talking about he's a Fed, he's a blah, blah, y'all made him famous. You wanted him, you got him. Y'all made him famous, okay? Y'all made it, now you got him, okay? Uncle Vlad is also exposing Nicki Minaj and her husband, and he posted this. So he wanted all the smoke. He posted this. He says, for those of us who are not seeing fans of the block, I will read it to you. It says, Nicki Minaj's husband is on house arrest for threatening Offset. Right after that, she previews a song on Instagram saying she got killers who will pull up and do what she say. This was the same Nicki who threatened to send her husband to Academic's house for his comments about her. This is the same Nicki who told Meek Mill to have his crew beat up Quentin Miller, which then happened. Have you ever heard a woman scream, my man will fuck you up over something she started herself? That's Nicki. If you want to see how these stories end, check out my interview with Travis Rudolph. After an argument with his girlfriend, she sent her brother and 3 other guys to shoot up his house. One of them ended up dead. Another one got shot. Travis was charged with murder, which he luckily beat in trial due to self-defense. To all the men out there, I don't care how fat her ass is or how good the sex is, avoid women like Nicki who use men as crash dummies like the plague.
So is she a Jezebel?
Why isn't she in jail? I'm lost.
So I do remember that case. I didn't know that Nicki Minaj and her husband were attached to it though, but I do remember the case when it was 3 dudes. They went up to shoot this man's house. He came out. He had a pistol as well, got the shooting at them, shot 2 of them. One of them died. He was charged with murder. Then he got off because they fucking went to his house to shoot at him, right? He goes outside, shoots the guy. So apparently these people are also connected to Nicki Minaj. So this is the couple. They're like the hood Bonnie and Clyde, except they got money and they're in Hollywood and they're at the VMAs, and he's at the VMAs with all his goons. So where do you think this is going to end?
Not well.
career suicide. This is what's happening. She's about to ruin her entire career. That's
Well, the
that's
main
what's
thing
going to
that might
happen.
the main thing that might happen, though, I think, is that what Nicki and Cardi have to keep in mind is that they are where they are because white people fuck with them to some degree. You can't have this animal out here behaving like
Mr. Research
this.
at court.
You know what I'm saying? You can't have this animal out here behaving like this, talking like this, bringing all this kind of heat to you, to your brand name. It's going to taint you. It's going to taint you, and after a while, it's going to taint the money. See, low IQ motherfuckers like this don't understand that when you are around a certain tax bracket, you have to watch your movements. Because yes, your movements will affect your bag, man. You can't just be out here behaving like you still on Section 8. And you're dealing with a woman who has $100 million in the bank.
And potential to make so much more.
So he's going to affect her brand eventually. And she might make a decision, she might not. Maybe he's worth going broke for or falling into obscurity for. Maybe. I don't know.
You know what I was thinking? Go ahead, Lee.
I was just going to say, I think we're at eventually. I think this is the beginning of the fall.
I mean, he's a sex offender. I mean, it's over. Like, her career is done.
Tristan, your mic sounds like it is connected to the World Trade Center. What is going on? It's fucking loud as fuck. It is. You sound like God coming in right now. Jesus.
The softest God of all time. That's one soft ass voice.
Hey, who said God had to have a deep voice? So I was thinking, like, what I think is happening behind the scenes right now, because she's trying to keep up appearances still, right? Like, it's like, and she posted a video sitting on him. You know, your world is falling apart, mama. Like, cut the shenanigans. You and I both know your world is falling apart really quickly, you know what I'm saying? So I was thinking that her people, her team are like, this is bad. This is bad for brands. This is bad because they're already contacting, remember, the minions on both sides. They're contacting Mattel and Barbie asking why did they let her running around with that husband, okay, get connected to Barbie, such a big brand, Barbie and Mattel. And I'm asking the same thing. I'm like, aren't you guys quick, you big brand stores and you big brands, like, aren't you quick to cancel people? And you don't care that this woman's running around with a sex offender who's brandishing guns and threatening people's lives? And this is who she's caping for? And this is who she's marrying? I don't care. Because it's not like she can say, that's my husband over there. I don't know what he's doing. I have nothing to do with it. No, she is online saying, swap this woman's house. She's online saying, I can get killers. She's online threatening people. She's sitting on his lap and he has a gun. He's not supposed to have a gun. He's on probation. Now he's under house arrest in her house. So she can't separate herself. She can't say, hey, I didn't know what he was doing. She's very much partaking in the thuggery, in the bullshit, in the criminal acts. Why is she still attached to big brands?
Selective outrage. And there's, and we're also forgetting she's not just attached to one sex offender. Let's kind of take it back. Oh, no. Three.
There's three. Okay, because I knew about her brother and
her brother and Mr. Tekashi. She's done how many songs and videos with him? And all of the videos are very childlike, color, popcorn, rainbows, unicorns, butterflies, the hand pets and stuff like that. It's very geared toward children. I mean, it's just really weird. And then with the brother, she caped for the brother. She's still taking care of the brother now that he's been convicted. And those details in that case, he's just as much of he's a monster in his own right. I'm not gonna compare them two, but he is a monster in his own right. The things that he did to his stepdaughter, and she still paid for his lawyers. She still and so yeah, this woman, I just feel like her day has been coming. I've been saying it for a long time. I mean, you get what you put out. So eventually.
Right. By the way, that's me and the Bad Girls too. Yeah. That's me. That's me with the AK. You got to see this movie.
I'm going to watch it.
The real chat. The real question you need to ask is why is she able to hold that AK-47 so naturally? That's what we need to ask. We ask the wrong questions on these panels.
Shh, Tristan. Thank you for the super chat, Fahim Jackson. Commercial break. Fahim Jackson says, brands don't say anything unless someone as big as her or bigger goes after her. An example is when Bill O'Reilly went after Ludacris. That's interesting. I don't know. We shall see, because it just took a bunch of fans to go after her husband, and he got sat down for 120 days. So we'll see. I'm curious to see what will happen, because she is a mega star. She is a global mega star. She's bringing in a lot of money still, but we'll see if the other side is more powerful, because listen, once the white women get a whiff of he's a sexual offender, it may be curtains for him.
Right. Because right now it's just like the little teeny boppers.
Right. It's right now it's the black and brown women complaining.
Right.
It's the black and brown. Remember, Me Too movement didn't move until the white actresses got involved. So if we can get some white women on board, things may change.
And this is the thing that a lot of black people really just don't understand. They think that the motherfuckers can still keep moving because they're that powerful. Like, no, they can keep moving just as long as the wrong white person doesn't get involved. Like, if R. Kelly touched a little white girl, they would have sent a surface-to-air missile straight to that motherfucker's house. You know what I mean? Straight up. There would have been no motherfucking trial, nothing. God forbid it was a Jewish girl.
They would have wiped out his whole bloodline.
The whole bloodline, blow up everybody.
Like the gambler. Remember the gambler with Mark Wahlberg? When he told her, if you don't have my money by Friday, I'm going to kill your whole bloodline. That's exactly what it did. Trust me. But it's funny how Absolute 72 said this. He said maybe Nicki got touched when she was young. Well, maybe Ken got touched when he was young. Because a lot of those dudes who puff up their chest and do that over masculine shit, a lot of them motherfuckers is hiding some shit, man. I've heard this from women.
Mean, he did time in prison twice.
And I guarantee you, the accumulation of all of those that literal reel of photos, that's at least 10 years. And any motherfucker that did 10 years in prison.
Don't pull me in there, because you know how I feel about
it. Don't pull me in there.
Don't pull me in there.
I see you, Sleepless Society. Thank you for that, sir. Salute to you. Mr. Research says, urban girls love tank top boys. Well, let me say this, Mr. Research. They are in each other's environment. Of course they're going to love them. That's like, mail carriers that are women, like mail carriers that are men in the post office, cops, date cops.
Why don't we just, pardon me, just want to say one thing. Why don't we just have this conversation now? Because these motherfuckers keep batting around it and beating the bush around it. Ladies, why do you want thugs? Why do you want criminals? Because they keep beating around it. Just say it. You fucking say it already. Why do you love criminals? Why do you like nice guys?
I would say the same reason they have Tony Montana pictures on their wall.
Wait, what?
And 50 Cent pictures. And
50 Cent pictures. The same reason they listen to DMX and Slaughterhouse and Wu-Tang and who else are the other killers? The NWA and Ice Cube and Dr. Dre. The same reason when you talk about either the urban girls or women like criminals, the same reason you've watched Godfather and Scarface and, the Godfather Harlem and Power, the same reason you watch Power, the same reason you watch, the same reason. So think about that. When you're sitting there entranced and intrigued and liking the murdering and the killing and the tough guy and the gangster and the Godfather Harlem, that's the same reason urban girls like the tank top boys. It's the same reason.
Also, the dudes want to have sex with the men? Is that what you're saying?
Some.
That's what it sounds like.
It's bromance. It's bromance.
There's bromance there. There's bromance there.
So we're saying this
Yeah.
then. The archetype that they're saying that black women don't want. Can we also agree that that same archetype that they don't want, it's not the archetype that they listen to when it's time to get women? How many nice guys do you listen to when you want to sit down and know how to get women? You listen to tough
They listen
guys,
to
right?
assholes.
That's true.
Motherfuckers who smoke cigars, Bugattis in the back, literal criminals, motherfuckers who walk out in cuffs.
That's true. Like, why don't you listen to No Saint? If No Saint was, if No Saint, we'll do a test right now. We'll do a test right now. If No Saint and Haran both had a dating course for free, so you don't got to pay, okay? No Saint is a nice guy. He's married. His woman love him.
I'm gonna make it. No. I'm gonna make it more difficult because you know they already hate Haran. No Saint in
No,
the
I
old.
didn't. I didn't finish.
Okay.
And Haran, just a big bald-headed black guy who plays guitar and has fucked all kinds of women. Whose advice are you gonna take?
No Saint?
They're not gonna take No Saint's advice.
Well, he has the most stable. He has the most stable thing. I don't.
You think these guys are stable?
That's the point I was about to make, right? Like if you would have put if Kevin Samuels was alive and you have No Saint who's been married for 20 years, they're going to listen to Kevin Samuels about how to get women. They're not going to listen to the married man who's been married for 20 years with 3 children. They're not going to listen to him. So the same infatuation that we have is the same infatuation that they have. It's just that we admit it.
Oh, they're fucked.
And you know why? Because subconsciously everyone perceives the alpha male as dangerous, whether physically dangerous, intellectually dangerous, financially dangerous.
But it's the same.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say it's the same appeal, like the same thing that they're constantly bothering women about. Why you like the bad guys? Right? It's the same reason. It's the same exact reason y'all like them. It's the same reason why you quote Michael Corleone. It's the same reason why you quote Tony Montana. I know it was you, Fredo. Like it's the same reason you like Sonny out of all the brothers, and it's the same reason. So if it's appealing to you and you like watching it and you like going into their world, imagine. Of course, women are gonna like it too. It's the same shit. So if you ever wonder, that's the fucking reason why. Stop acting brand new. Mr. Research says the women would take No Saint's advice. I don't think the women would take No Saint's advice either, because look at Derek Jackson, for instance. You still have to look like you can hurt something at the end of the day.
Sorry. No, and it's true. I mean, would you say no, Haran? I'll go next.
What I'm saying is this: what usually makes a movie suck? If the villain is whack.
What makes a movie good? When the villain is good.
Exactly. When the villain is a son of a bitch, that usually makes the movie off the rack.
Yeah.
Hero don't even got to do too much.
That's why the Nazis are in so many movies. No, I mean that's why there's so many Nazi movies. Yeah.
Or some sort of caricature of the Nazis. In the movie. In the movies.
Very true. A caricature. Yep. Very, very true. Very true. That's it. So that's. I know you wanted to pause to ask that question, Haran, but that's the reason.
And Abby has a point there. And then in today's world with all the soy boys, it makes it even more attractive for the bad boys, because these soy boys are soft as pudding pie, right? No, they are. When I'm walking down the street these days, I'm just like, does he have a BBL? Like, what is going on? No, dead ass. I saw this boy the other day. I was just like, whoa, you were shaped like your mama for real.
Look, No Saint, you'll have somebody in the audience. Sleeveless Society says, definitely taking advice from a guy happily married for 20 years. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Right answer.
Tyrone Church said, not me.
Honest answer. Look, right answer, honest answer.
The way I look at it is you can take advice from someone who's married happily for 20 years. You can take advice from someone who's married and they're not happy for 20 years because both of them are going to have some kind of advice that you're going to be able to use one way or the other. So
That's the truth.
Yeah, but my stance is I wouldn't take advice from me. I love fucking.
It depends on what is this a point, because I think this is true, although Tiffany Haddish is having a rough time right now, but she's also a Black woman. James Ogo says it's a much higher threshold for brands to cancel women. Do you think that? Can we think about women that have been canceled or at least like raked over the coals?
Dixie Chicks, but that's got to be in a certain section.
Dixie Chicks. And they're women.
Yeah, Chrisette Michelle can't get a job to save her life. They won't even hire her at McDonald's no more. I mean, but Kevin Samuels, James was a villain. Like, stop splitting hairs. We know you like to do that, but no, he was a villain, and that's
he was definitely a villain. Oh, he was definitely a villain.
Right.
He wasn't a tough guy. Like I wouldn't expect him to run into a fight. He looks like he would dial 911 hiding behind a car, but he was definitely a villain. Mm-hmm. Definitely a villain.
Yep.
Yeah. Live long enough.
And then you say he don't get no bitches. Yeah, they want the guy that's getting the bitches. They're not trying to get advice from the guy that's getting a wife. But they're saying that that's what they want. But they're listening to the guy who's getting the bitches.
At the end of the day, Kevin Samuels would still qualify as an alpha male. He was an asshole. He was a dick. Mm-hmm. He was a dick. He was even a dick to men. However, the men only care to share and think about when he was a dick to women. But he was Kevin Samuels was a real big dick to men. But nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about that.
Because it's easier to weaponize him against women.
That's why they all want to hit Tyrone.
Everyone loves a villain. Everyone loves a villain.
That is a fact. Jen is like these dudes' fetish. It's hilarious. I'm like she's literally assaulting you mentally, verbally, emotionally, financially, and y'all come back. I'm like,
Jen,
this is why y'all need your mamas.
No, Jen, you're doing a public service. Do you know that? Because
I am.
Yeah, that's a public service.
I deserve more credit.
Right. The berating for free? You know how much people pay to get berated these days?
That's what I'm saying. Like, she should just say, hey, I'm going to open an OnlyFans, and for $100 a month, I'll shit on you. Like, I'll just talk to you dirty, tell you are the piece of shit you are, right? For $100 a month, I guarantee you should make $1 million by the end of the month.
Why is your mic so loud, Tristan?
It's your fault. You check your settings. I don't know.
No, everybody else sounds normal. Every time you talk, you're blowing my headphones.
How high are your headphones? I'm literally.
Jesus. Oh no,
I gotta turn my phone. Like
I done turn my damn laptop down. I'm turning my.
I can barely hear. I can barely hear anybody else.
Oh, okay. I know what it was. My bad. Yeah, right.
I'm not the only one, Tristan. But every time you talk, it's like.
No, I fixed it.
Mr. Research is feeling left out again. So what is this about? He said Haran asked about women and the panel switched it to men. Classic spin. What is he talking about now? Because there's always a dilemma here with Mr. Research.
He's upset.
You asked about women. What did you ask about women? So we can keep it
bad
on women.
boys. Why do you like bad boys?
And why do you guys like bad boys? I thought you answered.
And then you switched it to the same reason men like bad. That's what he's thought.
But he didn't like that.
But that's the answer.
Right. He didn't like that.
I'm trying to. Here's the thing. I was woman-splaining, right? Because men are very simple, right? They're very simple. So I like to use examples. And to me, that was the simplest example. There's an appeal to those men. And if you don't understand it, because this question happens over and over and over again, doesn't matter if the guy is 18 or 48. They're constantly asking, why do women like bad boys? What's the appeal? Like they can't understand the appeal I'm a nice guy. Why do you like the bad boy? So I just try to simplify the same reason you like bad boys. That's the appeal. That's the same thing women see. That thing that bad boy y'all want to be is the same bad boy that women want to be with. I was just trying to simplify it. I wasn't trying to flip it on men or make a classic spin. If you want me to elaborate further, you're still not going to understand unless I woman-splain it. But it's gonna be the same answer, because they look dangerous, because they're exciting, because they're spontaneous, because they're brave and bold. The same reason you like your heroes. It's the same thing.
James,
It's the same thing.
I just need to really comment on this real quick, and I think I'm going to close for the night. So y'all want the villain, but cry when he's not a responsible man. James, here's the thing: every villain isn't an irresponsible bum who lives on somebody's fucking couch. It's actually some very powerful villains in the world. You actually answer to a few of them who are very disciplined, very responsible. You know, understand what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure you probably consider yourself a good guy. And here's the thing: in my experience, it's always the good guys that really turn the other direction the moment you put a little bit of pressure on them. You know what I mean? Are you a good guy, James? You're a good moral guy. Never do anything, never do this, never do that. Yeah, I'm sure you're one of those guys, right? You ain't never did nothing to no woman, right? A woman's always done something to you, right? Yeah, I know your type. As a matter of fact, most of you in here, most of them in here, I can guarantee you would tell me you ain't never did nothing to a woman. Woman has always done something to you. And if you've done something to a woman, then say what you did then. If you are so inclined. Let's be honest. I've cheated on a number of women. I've stood up a number of women. I've left after sex. I've done a number of things to women. But I can honestly say that at the end of the day, I'm a pretty decent guy. Not necessarily a villain, not necessarily good, but I'm decent. I do have some morals and so on and so forth. But you guys, you're outstanding gentlemen. You're upstanding and outstanding gentlemen. You know what I mean? And I tip my hat off to you, because clearly you're nothing to any woman.
I love
everyone's done something.
Well, I'll say this. James said the women shared it, Jen. Women made him famous. No, men made him famous. Like, men kept sharing his average at best, and then women caught wind, and then everybody was talking about him. But let's be clear. The men shared it first because they felt vindicated. They were living vicariously through Kevin Samuels. Like, yeah. And you hear men say it all the time. We never had a place to speak. We never had a place to speak. Kevin, the Godfather, he gave us a place to speak. But they always omit when the Godfather would rake y'all through the coals, would talk about your small dicks and your small bank accounts, your big pot bellies. Like, you always omit that. But men made Kevin Samuels famous first because they started sharing, look, he's berating women. Yay, we could live vicariously through him. And then women caught wind of it. And then women started clapping back. I do want to talk about something you said, Haran, because that was super-duper interesting, right? One thing about the villain or the bad boy or the tank top boy or whoever, however the bad guy is seen, one thing about him is that he is ever the same. He is ever the same. He's never claiming to be self-righteous. He's not even capable. He is what the fuck he is. True.
That's called integrity. That's called integrity.
And just fixed in his ways. Just fixed. Right?
Integrity is who you say you are.
So you always get what you see in front of you. However, the nice guys that criticize, rock with me, the women who like that guy, them dudes are bipolar. Them dudes are night and day. And you're right, Haran. All it takes is a little nudge for a nice guy to turn into a full-blown bitter asshole. I've seen it. All it takes is
Lord.
All it takes is a little nudge. And then that nice guy shit out the window. Right? So there goes another plus of this quote unquote bad boy that's always looked at a certain type of way. At least he's consistent. He's not nice to try to get something. And then when he doesn't get something, he's bitter and sharing Kevin Samuels clips. The women are average at best and done over 35 and hit the wall. So that's a great example of the difference between those two type of men. Where it's like the nice guys are I've never done it. It's always women and women and women and women. And the bad guys like, this is what it is. This is what you get.
Man, I'm telling you.
But again, I simplify it. Like, you know why women like bad boys, because y'all like bad boys too. That's as simple as I could put it.
When I hear that nice guy shit, that is one of the biggest red flags known to man.
Yeah.
Ever. Like, ever. Like, when you hear that, you like, oh, cuckoo. You're just a mess. Damn, I had another point too, but I'll come back to it.
Abby basically just told y'all, just encapsulated everything. As long as you're bad to everyone else but me. And that is exactly how these women think.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, and I know what I wanted to say. We did a Kevin Samuels tribute. And I love that show. That was one of my favorite shows that we did. Because you remember when we did that show, everyone came running into the chat, cussing us out, thinking that we were going to slay Kevin Samuels. But then when we played the montage of Kevin Samuels, it was all of the things that they don't share, right? And we was like, it's amazing how this man has become synonymous for berating women. But he berated men just as much as he did the women, but they never, ever shared that. That's why no one knew about it.
Oh my goodness.
See, the thing is too, like for instance, like James. James is a fucking dick. But he doesn't have the fucking balls to sit in that shit. He's a fucking asshole.
We gonna have to James. James, you want to come up? James, you want to come up and defend yourself before we end the night?
Fucking asshole. But he doesn't have the balls to actually sit in that shit.
James, I dropped the link. Come on up here and defend yourself, sir.
Stop it.
Own that
James,
shit.
click that link.
That shit. The moment he comes up here, he's always
he did Tyrone said no, James is scary, Terry.
Mr. Research, this is ongoing stuff. You just entered the chat.
I just dropped the link. Come up for the last few minutes.
I just need to say that I've never claimed to be a nice guy. So the nice guys, no, I'm just saying the nice guys are getting some hits up here. Like, watch out, they're cuckoo. I'm just who I am, and
that's the difference.
But no nudging's gonna make me change or act any different, you know.
But that's the difference. Yeah. That's what we're saying. The ones who sit there and proclaim I'm the nice guy,
right.
Run. But the one who just shows up and does what he does. Yeah. That's the nice guy. You know,
and another thing is it is everything I've taken and listened to on this show that doesn't affect some of the stuff is true, but you live a life and you find out who you are, and that's kind of who you are. There's nothing you can do to change it. So I'm not gonna. I could have worked my whole life to be something, a bad boy. It would have been phony, and it probably wouldn't have worked in the long term because I would, it's a work. It's like you're acting 24/7 to be something that you're not, So it is what it is. You're born a certain way. You accept it, and you do with what you can, and hopefully it works out.
Yeah, it's the opposite way too. Men that pretend that they're a nice guy. It's the same thing. They can't keep it up for too long. They flip rather quickly. I don't agree with this, but I don't know. Guys, they live these weird lives. James said, we don't care that you like them. Just don't blame the good ones for their shortcomings. Which are the good ones? Again, like Karan said, are you one of the good ones? Because women know when a man is good. Women know when a man is bad. We overlook shit, but we know.
That's what humans do.
So
majority of the bad.
You're a bad guy.
Huh?
I just want to say one thing real quick. Personally, I don't get too caught up in the idea of a good guy, bad guy. I just know there's certain shit I will do and certain shit I won't do. Period. That's how I live my life. However you take it is however you take it. Because let me tell you something. Whatever side of the fence you choose, if you choose to be a good guy, you choose to be a bad guy, whatever it is, the side of the fence you choose, at the end of the day, the people are going to fucking turn on you anyway. So why not just be who the fuck you are, man? So when they do turn on you, you do have your fucking self-respect and you have your fucking dignity. Because a lot of you motherfuckers sit there and you try to be a good guy for the whole 9 yards. And then when she turns on you, when everybody turns on you, you weren't even your fucking self for the whole 2-3 fucking years. You were some character of some shit that someone told you to be. And at the end of the day, you don't even know who the fuck you are.
Mm-hmm. You know,
that's like some Batman villain shit.
You know, it's funny because I think about
Scared Straight.
You know, I was thinking
For
about like
real?
I was thinking about like I have 2 brothers, right? And they're totally opposite. One's will be perceived to be the bad boy, one's perceived to be the good boy, right? And the bad boy is like the model husband, you know, just everything that a woman would want, right? But he's perceived to be that bad boy. And then I got the one that's good. I'm like, he'll probably be hell in a relationship. Oh my God, he'll probably be hell. So this, like Haran said, this good boy, bad boy shit. And we all as humans overlook red flags, right? Especially in our 20s and 30s. For some of, it's just what we do. We want what the fuck we want, period.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yes, we do. Well, we can end on Haran's monologue. I don't mind ending there. This whole Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Offset, Kenneth Petty shit is wild. I got a feeling we're going to have to spin the block on this one because I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. Mr. Research is in the chat, quite concerned for James. He's quite concerned.
He's okay.
James, blink your eyes. Let him know. Let Mr. Research know you good.
No, it's just their dynamic. It's okay.
He said, "Are you okay?" Like he's a victim. Are you okay? Do you need counseling? Do you need shelter, sir?
Blink twice if you need help.
Right. It's the block. Shit, this is how we get down.
This is how we get down. We're all triggered. I'm a trigger. You're a trigger. Everybody's triggered. Trigger.
And I'm triggered. I'm actually triggered by people who are full of shit. Trust me. Trust me. Good guys are the first ones telling.
But that's good guys are the first ones
telling. Right or wrong, Jenny? Good guys are the first ones telling on him that he did it. He did it, Your Honor. He did it.
But being triggered by people that are full of shit, that's a New York thing.
That is the New York thing. Straight up New York thing.
James sounds like such a victim. I'm not going up until he comes. I'm about to get a restraining order on the panel. He's about to get a restraining order.
Who say he's about to get a restraining order? The restraining order is going to say you can't be on the same string.
That's what we need. YouTube restraining orders. That is what we need.
James to be like, he cannot contact me in any way, shape, or form.
Oh my God. James' lives matter.
It's okay to cry, Jay.
James is like, I ain't going up there. All right, listen, we will be back. We will be back mañana. I got a special treat for y'all coming up, a very special interview y'all gonna want to see with a well-known comedian. All right, guys. So I am out of here. Stay tuned. Watch my community tab. Don't forget to follow Haran to see the guitar playing. Don't forget to follow Lily's to see Lily's lessons. And No Saint got some gators coming up for us from the Bahia down in New Orleans. All right, guys. So good night. We will see you tomorrow. Don't forget On the Block with Jen at Gmail, On the Block with Jen Cash App. If you enjoyed tonight, hit that like and subscribe on your way out the door for mama. Good night. We out of here. Triggered and all.
Good night.
Wait.
What?
We got Tristan in here.
Oh, it's been a while.
It's been a while. You putting him on the spot. We got to get out of here.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I got one.
Okay.
I got a photo
Uh-huh.
from a very special person.
Okay.
I FaceTimed her. Do you want to see what she did when she
Yes.
said hello?
Yes.
It was your girl, Pearl Davis. She was saying hello to me.
Jesus Christ.
If
Thanks,
it's
No
on the
Saint.
internet, I got it.
Thanks, No Saint. Thanks, No Saint.
I love you all. Class dismissed.
Good night.
Yo, why she look like Bill Burr in that goddamn photo, man?
She does. She fucking does.
Nice. Good night.
We're out of here. Good night, guys. Good night. Be good. Be good. Be good. Hit that like and subscribe on your way out. Ditto. Night. Come back mañana.